What's up guys, my name is Shakira Jonay and welcome to my channel where I make videos about my journey to live a happier and more productive lifestyle. In today's video, I'm going to be sharing my experience quitting Instagram for a whole entire year. Let's get into it. So the biggest thing that I noticed trying to quit social media was that it was way more difficult than I had anticipated. A little background, if you've never seen my channel before, I used to make beauty content. Around 2019, I decided that I wanted to grow my Instagram following. And after watching like 1,000 videos on how to grow your Instagram, I posted on Instagram every single day for like a year. And then I was able to grow a decently large Instagram following, whether I was posting or just trying to reply to comments or just scrolling through Instagram. I was on Instagram every single day like clockwork. But I did use social media probably more than the average person, I think, because I was somewhat of an Instagram or social media influencer. But after a while, I just felt tired of it. I just felt kind of empty. I got tired of having to take a picture all the time and having to post content every day, and every time that I went out, I just felt like Instagram was taking over my life. So I decided that I was going to cut back on my social media use. But after 2 weeks of absolutely zero decreased screen time, I figured it was time to take more drastic measures. So I decided to actually delete the apps from my phone. So the next morning when I woke up, I instinctually picked up my phone like I do every single morning and tried to click on Instagram. But of course it was not there since I had deleted it. When I realized what I was doing, I tried to click on YouTube and it was not there either because I had deleted it. This happened for a while, probably a couple weeks. I would just find myself reaching for my phone and try to click on the spot where Instagram used to be. This was such a weird phenomenon to me, and it had me thinking, was I actually addicted to social media? So I decided to do some research. According to addictioncenter.com, psychologists estimate that as many as 5 to 10% of Americans meet the criteria for social media addiction. It is a behavioral addiction characterized as being overly concerned about social media, driven by an uncontrollable urge to log onto or use social media, devoting so much time and effort to social media that it impairs other life areas. Unfortunately, I can relate. Social media used to take up so much of my time. If I posted a picture and it didn't get enough likes, I would just be so disappointed. And if I didn't get enough comments or engagement, I would just feel this sense of sadness. I'm gonna post some resources down in the description box about the negative effect that social media has on our brains. But in this video, I want to keep it a little bit more positive and just focus on the positive changes that I experienced while not using social media. But I just want to quickly note that the social media that I used the most before was Instagram, but it might be different for other people. Some people use Twitter, Facebook, and I just happened to do it for a long period of time. I didn't really go into this with a concrete time frame. Also, I wanted to note that about 2 weeks into this, I re-downloaded YouTube to my phone because I just felt like YouTube is really not a real social media platform. YouTube was a very valuable resource for learning and doing research, things like that. So I was using YouTube throughout this entire time. Okay, so the first thing that I noticed was that I was extremely bored. Like super bored, extra bored. I really didn't know what to do with myself without having my phone in my hand, and because of this, I had no choice but to find ways to feel that boredom. So I just did things. I would go for a walk, sing along to my favorite songs on Apple Music, kind of like solo karaoke. And I also got back into one of my favorite childhood hobbies, which was reading, and I really enjoyed that because I hadn't read an actual book that wasn't a textbook in so long. So that was cool. I also would call friends and family more, which I honestly didn't do that much before this. Which brings me to my next point. I actually started to crave and seek out social interaction, which is weird for me because before that definitely was not the case. I actually used to dread social interaction, especially if I was going to an event where I didn't know many people. I also noticed that many of the people that I interacted with on the daily basis on social media, although it's a tough pill to swallow, they weren't actually my real friends. So this actually made me appreciate my friends and family more and encouraged me to actually develop and strengthen my relationships with the people in my life. The next thing that I noticed in this 1 year period was that my self-confidence went up. I was no longer concerned with the thoughts and opinions of other people that I've never met. I didn't compare myself to anyone online because I wasn't constantly seeing other people online. Before, I would have thousands. Honestly, I would have a lot of pictures of myself in my phone, trying to find the perfect picture to post on Instagram. I would just pick apart every little detail. I would look so closely that eventually I would find what I was looking for, which was a flaw. So during my 1 year break from social media, I barely took any photos or videos, and I wish I could insert pictures or in videos of me living my best life, but I didn't take any because I was simply just trying to enjoy the moment. The next important change that I experienced during this was I was finally able to start to go to the gym consistently. I was a very active kid and I played sports throughout most of high school. But after I graduated high school, I never really was able to stay consistent with going to the gym. But instead of spending 2 hours on my phone, I would spend 2 hours in the gym. And this kind of goes back to my first point about boredom. So I think that sometimes I was bored that I figured I'd rather be at the gym than to be at home bored. I also became more focused on my goals in general. During this time, I spent a lot of time to myself, just a lot of time thinking about what I wanted to do in life and my goals. It might have been a coincidence, but during this time, I was finally able to decide what I wanted my YouTube channel to be about. I also decided what career path that I wanted to go down. While reading or studying, I was able to stay focused longer. I wasn't constantly distracted by social media. Before, I would find myself reading 2 or 3 sentences of a book. Before you know it, I would just be looking at my phone. Honestly, not having social media just made me more productive in general. I also noticed that my mood was just better in general. Social media allows you to see so many different types of content and different issues, whether it's political issues or just little debates about whether the cereal goes before the milk or the milk goes before the cereal. I noticed that while not using social media every day, I was not letting my mood be affected by the thoughts and opinions of other people. With social media, you have access to a lot of news, which of course can be great and it can be very empowering to have that much knowledge. But on the other hand, constantly seeing negative news, which to be honest is mostly what we see, is kind of draining, and it does subconsciously affect the mood. After about a year of not using social media, I logged back onto Instagram, which brings me to my final observation. I really didn't miss anything. Everything was still the same. Instagram was still Instagram. Twitter was still Twitter. Facebook still Facebook. TikTok was still TikTok. I mean, everything was just the same. I really didn't have too many missed messages, and the missed messages that I had weren't really anything urgent or important, and the people that actually needed to contact me did so through email or they contacted me through my phone number. Before starting this, I had extreme FOMO. If I missed an important message or like the latest social media craze, or you know, some celebrity DMs me, sometimes people would ask me had I seen a certain viral video or meme that had been going around, and I would just have no idea what they were talking about. That and the latest celebrity gossip is really all I missed. I've been back on social media for a while now, but the break was very, very much needed. I spend way less time, and I try to be more intentional and aware of the time that I'm spending when I am on it. I feel like the break was exactly what I needed to change the relationship that I had with social media, and I feel like now I'm able to use it more productively. If you want to see a video on how I use social media productively, then comment down below. Going forward, I do see myself taking short breaks periodically. from time to time, just to make sure that I'm keeping my eye on the prize, and the prize is my life. Comment down below if you think you need a social media break. If you've quit social media, whether it's for forever or just, you know, a short period of time, feel free to share your experience down below in the comments. If you enjoyed this video, don't forget to hit the like button, and if you want to see more videos like this, then make sure you subscribe to my channel, and I will see you guys in my next video. Bye.